A claps.
What's the TT squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Real Housewives of Miami season 6 episode 12 review. So in this week's episode, we see Julia preparing for her first runway show in 24 years. OMG. We also learned that when she got signed back in the day, she was signed to the same agency as Kate Moss, and they both got signed the same year. Julia was gorgeous back in the day. I mean, she still is today. And she still looks great. Body still on point. I was like, yes, get it, girl. So the designers tell her that they want her to close the show, which is huge. You know, that's an honor to either open the show or close the show. So that was just a great look for her. Kiki also is going to be a part of Swim Week in Miami. And we learned that that's where she got her start. She's been modeling since she was 15 years old. But it came about in a bad way because, you know, she came from Haiti and she was living in Haiti. She was taking pictures because she wanted to be a model. Everybody was telling her, you so tall and skinny, you should be a model. And so she was taking, you know, swimwear pics or, you know, anything that might show skin or whatever. In her culture, she said that that's looked upon like you're doing the P word, you know. And so her parents, her father and her stepmother found out about it and put her out the house at the age of 15. So she said she was, you know, sleeping at people's houses, working at Burger King and all of this type of stuff. She, you know, came to the States, and that's when she started modeling at 15 years old. That's so sad that that happened to her, that her father would put her out at the age of 15 just because she wanted to model. Like, oh my God, I felt so bad for Kiki. But I felt like I was happy that we got to know that part of her story, because it's obvious that Kiki's life is a lot different than the other girls. Like, I think like Adriana, she really has to work, you know what I'm saying, to live a nice lifestyle, to take care of her daughter. I don't even think we've ever been to Kiki's house or anything like that. I would like to see Kiki get bumped up to a full-time housewife, to be honest with you. I really like her, and I would love to see more of her story and her background. Lisa and Jody go house hunting in case she gets kicked out the house, because this was during the time in the divorce proceedings where she was still living at the house, but Lenny was trying to get her out. What ended up happening was she did end up having to leave the home. She has her own place now that Lenny and Jody are paying for. Girl, you's a bad one, honey. You's a bad one. But I was like, I wouldn't even wanted to live there no more. Like, I would have left on my own. You can have this house, child. First of all, I don't even want to be in it. He had that chick up in that house. I don't want it. You can have it, sir. I would have left. And you know, at this point she's saying she's tired of fighting with him. She don't want to spend the rest of her life arguing with him about money and all of this type of stuff. And I was like, girl, and Jody don't want to hear it no more neither. Like, you have really met somebody that actually cares about you, because any other man would have been left this situation because it's too much. So we also learned that her and Lenny had actually reached a settlement, were getting along, and then they got into it, and that's where we're at right now. And it's just like, I'm so sick of y'all. I really am so sick of y'all. So it's the day of Julia's fashion show, and the girls come to support her. Nicole confronts Adriana about leaving her out there and making Alexia and Marisol believe that she knew what Anna was coming there to do, to be funny, or that she was in on Anna coming to be on some funny type stuff. And Adriana apologizes and makes it clear that no, Nicole did not know that she was coming there to, you know, shake the table. So Kiki was like, oh, so she didn't have nothing to do with it. Well, y'all need to let Alexia and Marisol know that. So Alexia and Marisol arrive, and Nicole was like, yeah, we gonna need to talk. And Alexia was like, yeah, we do need to talk. We won't talk about it right now, but we will talk about it. So Julia walks in the show. She does a great job. She looks beautiful. And afterwards, the girls head up on the rooftop to discuss what was going on. So in the meanwhile, they're in between Julia and Kiki's show. So in the downtime until they could get to Kiki's show, they went on the rooftop to have it out. So Adriana tells them that Nicole didn't know that Anna was coming on some messy type time. So even after she told them that, Alexia and Marisol so dang on stupid that they still mad at Nicole, saying you shouldn't have invited her in the first place because the things she said about us, da-da-da-da-da. And Nicole looking like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, this girl has told y'all that I had nothing to do with this. I did not invite her. She asked me, could she come? And I said yes. I didn't know it was that deep between y'all. Like, what? And you could tell that Alexia and Marisol just want to have a problem with Nicole. And it obviously boils down to the fact that they are jealous of Nicole. They have to be. That has to be the reason, because they pick at her for no reason at all. Adriana literally just said to y'all face that she didn't have nothing to do with it. And y'all still trying to find a reason to be mad at this lady. Like, it doesn't even add up. So Alexia and Marisol still think that it was a setup. Larsa says, finally, the question that everybody else should have been asked. And she was like, Adriana, what was Anna coming to say? Adriana was like, she was going to say some things about Alexia's finances because Alexia has been very judgmental and rude to Lisa. So that gets Alexia and Marisol up in an uproar, like, oh my God, that's what you were going to do. Oh my God. Da, 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 da. Why would I be jealous? Why would I be trying to berate Lisa? Lisa, of course, was flattered that she even cared enough to stick up for her. So they going back and forth. Nicole has to leave because she has a prior engagement. So she says to the ladies, I'm about to go, but I just want to make it clear, I did not know, and I haven't done anything to hurt you guys. So Alexia finally has her light bulb in her brain go off and says, we've been hard on you, but Adriana was the one that plotted this whole thing, and I'm good with you. I'm good with you now. And Nicole was like, okay, great. For now, cause she already know y'all gonna find some other reason to come at me. It's just obvious at this point. So even Adriana says in her confessional that Alexia is jealous of Nicole because Nicole is the real true Barbie of the group. Like, Alexia pretends to have this Barbie core lifestyle, but Nicole actually has it. She has the job. She's a doctor. She's married or about to marry this rich man. She has a beautiful family. She has the homes, the cars, the planes, the yachts, and all of this stuff. And Alexia does not. You know what I'm saying? And what makes it even better about Nicole is she's not braggadocious about it. She just lives her life. Whereas Alexia tries to flex all the time. And it's like, girl, we already know the truth. You over there married to Beavis. Like, that man is just not it. So Kiki walks in her fashion show and does a great job as always. She looked phenomenal. I just wish she wouldn't have had that wig on. But she says that things are great between her and her dad. Now they talk. She still does not talk to her stepmother. I wouldn't either. Forget her. So after the event, it's nighttime at this point. It's swim week. So, Miami is crazy. So the ladies get in the Sprinter to head to the after party. And 10 minutes of them sitting in traffic, the girls get to complaining about, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I don't got time to be waiting, I'm about to catch a Uber, da 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 da. And one by one, they start to get off the Sprinter. So in the end, it's just Kiki, Adriana, and Julia left. And so Kiki is upset because she was the one that planned the after party for the girls. I guess this was supposed to have been like her event night, So she got the Sprinter, and then she got this space for the girls to go kick it, and everybody dipped on her except for Adriana and Julia. And she was very mad and hurt about it. And she was like, wait till I see them because I'm going to check them. So when they go on the cash trip, we're gonna see her get into it with Lisa. And I'm ready for it, child. I'm so ready for it. But I do feel like they be doing Kiki wrong. I really honestly do. Like, why would y'all just leave and not stay for this girl event? Like, that's messed up. So Alexia tells Julia that she's planning a girls trip to Mexico City and she hopes that Gertie will be able to come. Gertie ends up talking to Alexia on the phone and we see her back in bed. She's had the second surgery and she tells Alexia that her oncotype score was 29. So if you don't know what that means, that basically is a test to see if you have a good chance of your cancer returning. And since her score was a 29, it's a likelihood. So with that likelihood, they may suggest her having a mastectomy, which is removing her breast to really try to prevent it coming back. And with the score being 29, it's not even a likelihood, it's guaranteed that you will have to do chemo. When I had my oncotype score, I think I was like a point away from being like over 25, but like I was right there on the cusp. And thank God I didn't have to have chemo. So I understood the anxiety and the pain and the hurt that she was going through. You know, she just bust out crying while she was on the phone with Alexia. And I got a lot of issues with Alexia, but I can honestly say it seemed like she was really caring and supportive of Gertie during that time. I feel like the only really care and support that we've seen so far on the show has come from, of course, Nicole and Julia. I think that Adriana was there for her and Alexia and Marisol, but it doesn't seem like Kiki or Lisa, and of course not Larsa, were really there for her. Now maybe they were and we just didn't see it, but they just come across a little bit insensitive. So Gertie at this point doesn't know if she'll be able to go on the cash trip, but we do find out that she's able to go. By the time she goes, she's cut off her hair. And I do know that while they're in Mexico City, she's going to have a health scare where I think she passes out or something like that and has to go to the hospital, unfortunately. So at the end of the episode, we see Adriana get in the studio with Emilio. And I was like, come through, Adriana. Adriana looked good in that scene. Like, she looked so young and sexy. Like, body was bodying. She didn't have like no wrinkly, flabby skin or anything. And that Louis Vuitton Y2K outfit she had on was giving me life. I said, come through, Adriana. She looked hot, honey. And Emilio says, you know, since she's going to Mexico City, he's going to set it up for her to perform. Now, you know, this was already in the plans in the first place, but she's going to have a big performance at like this big festival while they're there. So that's going to be exciting to see. And that was pretty much it. This week's episode was good. At least we got some understanding with the Nicole and Alexia situation, even though Alexia was literally just on Watch What Happens Live. And then when asked about it, she's saying even now today that she still thinks that Nicole had something to do with it. I'm like, oh my God, this lady is just dumb. They actually are filming the Miami reunion today. So yeah. Nicole is 6 months pregnant. She looked so cute on Watch What Happens Live. And I'm just so happy for Dr. Nicole. I just love her. I'm going to give this week's episode of Miami, I'm going to give it a C+. C+. It was good. It was a little bit better. I'm going to give it a C++ because it was a little bit better than Beverly Hills. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Are y'all as sick of Alexia and Marisol as I am? Let's talk about it. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.